Good morning, everyone, distinguished speakers and participants. So, good morning and welcome to this year's symposium on internationalization and quality management in higher education at the Lingnan University. This symposium is co-organized by Lingnan University School of Graduate Studies, Taiwan National Chengchi University College of Education, and Asia Pacific Higher Education Research Partnership. We also received great support from the Alliance of Asian Liberal Arts Universities. Everyone welcome here and online. Today, we are very pleased to have excellent scholars to share their research on higher education internationalization and quality assurance. Also, during this hard time of COVID-19 pandemic, Lingnan University wants to use this symposium to convey our spirit of fighting the disease, also to show our determination of continuing providing high-quality education experience to our students. So now, let's welcome Professor Ka-Hong Mok, the Vice President of Lingnan University, the Dean of School of Graduate Studies, to address the welcoming remarks. Professor Mok, welcome.
Dear colleagues and friends, a very warm welcome to you to join the symposium today. And it is a very unprecedented moment for every one of us to organize a very meaningful symposium, but in a very different context. So in the last couple of months, the whole world is confronting the global health crisis. I think we are facing this difficult time, but it doesn't mean that we cannot do things creatively and innovatively. So I would like to thank our co-organizers, particularly National Chengchi University College of Education, for trusting Lingnan University to co-hosting this particular event today. Originally, we planned to have a physical presence and face-to-face interactions, but modern technology certainly teaches us we are remaining very positive by using technology to enable us for communications. So I want to open the symposium today by not only welcoming you and wishing you all of you safe and healthy, but I would like to share with you a good news that the university received last night. Lingnan University aspired to be a leading university. We focus on liberal arts education. We are strongly believing in education and students' learning. We are a university creating impact with care. So last night we received a very encouraging news from Times Higher Education most recent World University Impact Ranking 2020. So Lingnan University is ranked second in the world in the area of quality education. As the university cares about learning, I think we are supporting the goals of development, particularly about the SDG number 4, quality education. And meanwhile, I would like to share with you, we are seriously promoting research too. But our research is about impact. Our research is about impact with care. So we are equally pleased to receive the recognition from this particular ranking in two major areas that Lingnan University has been promoting in the last decades. One is about promoting low poverty. We are rated by the Times ranking 48th in the world. And we also rated by them 71st in the area about decent work and economic growth, because we strongly believe, we have to nurture our students as very confident, graduates in future. And we want to promote and advocate, an environment which is of good working environment and also economic development with sustainable development goals. And I want to conclude my welcoming remarks to reinforce our long belief, philosophy in Lingnan. Lingnan cares about teaching, because we care for learning. Lingnan also put research equally important in our DNA. Our research is impact with care. In Chinese, 学育历练言义致用. This is very important and core to the values of Lingnan University. So at this moment, when we are celebrating the success of the university, we very much look forward to working with National Tsinghua University in Taiwan, one of the leading universities in social sciences, to work together. And we celebrate a very important moment today, is to sign a dual degree, the Doctor of Policy Studies, and also Doctor of Philosophy in Education Policy and Management. With that, I hope that we can work together, bring forth our collaboration seriously. Our goal is to provide high-quality learning experience for our students. We welcome students from Taiwan to join our dual degree, and equally enthusiastic that some of our students, they are very keen to go to Taiwan to join this particular degree for enhancing their learning. So I would like to thank Dean Guo and also Professor Hao from Taiwan with your long-standing support. And we have been talking about collaboration, now we turn into reality. This is our enjoyment, and let us enjoy the moment together. And for colleagues, students, they are online. I wish you very healthy and enjoy the symposium today. And some of our colleagues are actually on campus. We are very safe in Hong Kong. We observe very strict, hygiene, regulation. Every one of us remain very healthy. I want to wish every one of you, even though we are facing challenges today, but remain positive. Only having life, we can do a lot. So work together to fight COVID, and human history has taught us remaining positive is the core values in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mok. So next, let's welcome Professor Zhao Youguo and Professor Angela Yongqi Hou, the Dean and Associate Dean of College of Education, National Tsinghua University, to address the opening remarks.
This symposium is held in turn by the Lingnan University and the Zhenji University. It is the most important higher education conference in Asia and provides more opportunities for the research finding to be changed and published. I would like to give special thanks to the Vice President Mok, who made this important conference possible. In the meantime, we will have the signing ceremony for the dual degree program of Lingnan University and Zhenji University. On behalf of the College of Education of NCCU, I'm glad to have this chance to cooperate with Lingnan University. It will provide more opportunities for our students to obtain dual degree. I would like to thank our Vice Dean, Professor Hou, who is also the director of HEAC, and also the key person who made the dual degree program possible. Therefore, I would like to invite her to give us an opening remark. Let's welcome Professor Hou. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, my colleagues in Hong Kong. Though it's a kind of upset we could not really have a face-to-face conference and meeting, that we know through the technology we could make a lot of impossible things become possible. So on behalf of the Dean as well as the College of Education at NCCU, we're really pleased to see this symposium actually finally take place, though in this way, but we think we will learn more and more different experiences probably we ever never had before. NCCU, the College of Education, also we actually at the fields of the education, we over the years, not just in Taiwan, but in regions and the whole world, the subject ranking actually we ranked on the top 150. So by the Lingnan, we think this field actually also the very, very important research area at NCCU. So I think through this conference, for our faculty members as well as for our PhD students, I think they will learn a lot, and then also they will exchange their research, some idea, and then also how to know how they could work together in the future. Particularly, as we really encourage them to publish their research okay, through this kind of collaborations in journals that we were going to work together. And also, we want to thank Professor Volk, actually. Your effort, okay, made everything, okay, not our dream come true. So today, okay, in this symposium, we have 7 presentations. I'm very proud that more than 5, 6 of our PhD students actually now they already have the first mood, and they're very, very excited, looking forward to the conference. So actually, as a teacher, and then I'm so proud of them, and I'm also looking forward to their wonderful presentations and also your site. And based on today's symposium, I know more and more things we will do in the future. So as the Dean will say, currently we just established the International Education and Higher Education Research Center. And I think under the center and then these platforms, we have more cooperation in terms of just teaching, research, or probably more and more very, very interesting global initiatives we can work together. So thank you so much, and thank you, Professor Mo, and all your team, and everyone that this event occurred today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Guo and Professor Ho. So next, it's our great moment of the signing ceremony of the Dual Doctoral Degree of Lingnan University and National Change University. So this Dual Doctoral program will provide students with the study to pursue a Dual Doctoral Degree of Doctor of Policy Studies from Lingnan and a PhD in Education, Policy and Administration from National Change University. So Professor Mok and Professor Guo, please sign the agreement. Thank you, professors. Could you please stand up and show in the agreement, and we will take the photo of this great moment. So do we need to adjust the position? It's okay. So let's see move. So, it's okay now? Okay. So thank you, Professor Mok and Professor Guo and Professor Ho. Yes. Yeah, let's celebrate and applause for this great moment and the cooperation of our 2 prestigious universities. And let's look forward to the bright future of this dual program, doctoral program. And now, the last but not the least, let's welcome Professor Shalandra Sharma to the Associate Vice President and the Chairman of the Academic Quality Assurance Committee of Lingnan University to address the opening remarks.
Thank you, colleagues, very much. I first of all like to begin by acknowledging and thanking. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, I'd like to begin by thanking Vice President Mok Ka Ho for organizing this conference, and of course also the both colleagues at National Chengchi University for signing these two very important, in a sense, landmark doctoral program. So they deserve our thanks and appreciation for the hard work. Thank you. Let me begin by reiterating what Professor Mok mentioned. He began by saying that Lingnan University, in the news last night, was ranked worldwide number 2nd for quality education in the Times Higher Education University Impact Ranking. Now, to get this type of significant ranking requires a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of commitment, and indeed a lot of resources. And this is what Lingnan has been doing. This work has been ongoing for the last number of years, and to get this recognition, in a sense, underscores that we are in the right path and that our quality assurance mechanism is working. So that's what I want to share with you in my remarks today, is the title of my talk, Quality Assurance and Enhancement of Higher Education, the Lingnan University Experience. What we have done, how we have done it, and what we really need to do to make sure that we maintain this status, because we face a lot of competition in this business. So just to begin with a few words, you all know that Lingnan is a small liberal arts university, small in the Hong Kong context compared to the 8 sister universities. But we have carried our weight in this very competitive environment. We were ranked as the top 10 liberal arts universities in Asia, and we have been recognized for innovation and student-centered learning. Student experience, as Professor Mok said, is at the very heart of what we do. And I will talk a bit more about this later, but Lingnan University was given several commendations on teaching and learning by the UGC in the 2016 Quality Audit Report. After all, the UGC is our boss, and what it says is very important. And to get that commendation is, again, extremely demanding. The bar they have is very high, and for Lingnan to get that is quite, again, significant. And again, I would like to mention, according to the University Accountability Agreement, in terms of undergraduate satisfaction with the quality and value of education, we have been ranked high. So in a sense, it's like all of it coming together. So when the Times Higher Education ranked us 2nd, it is sort of a culmination of all of these things that have sort of come together and sort of coalesced at the right time. I don't want to spend too much time on the commendation, but some key points to remember. Commendations are the highest value you could get from the UGC on teaching and learning. And when you say how they frame the recognition in terms of on the audit theme, enhancing student learning experience, the value we add to student body, which is required through substantial financial and human investment in small class teaching. This is again very important. Doing liberal arts education is not cheap. Liberal arts education is very expensive. In the United States context, you have liberal arts universities that have very big endowments, and they can do it. But here in Hong Kong, we have to do good teaching, but also quality research and service. So it's a recognition by the UGC of the substantial investments that Lingnan University has made and continues to make in terms of making this a reality. And secondly, the university provides, let me go back, a wide range of learning experience. I will not bore with you with all the details. You will have the PowerPoint and you can read much more explicitly what the recommendations or what the commendations say. Now, how do you do this? It's not only about investments in the infrastructure and the physical logistics and operations, but also in terms of the professional development and the support we provide to the staff. Teaching experiences, learning experiences that also enhance classroom teaching and instruction. Also, global engagement strategies and current development. Internationalization is very important. And again, the example of Professor Mok and his team signing up doctoral programs with prestigious universities is part of the internationalization strategy. Internationalization both for undergraduate education, for students to get meaningful experiences, but also at the graduate level. So that is, again, what the UGC recognized. And our endeavor to enhance the learning environment of research postgraduate students. And again, as you already know, Professor Mock has been leading this to enhance the research for postgraduate students, because through research and experiences in teaching, we make our postgraduate students much more competitive in an extremely competitive environment. And overall, the evidence shows that we have done relatively well given our size. So just again, a quick overview of what the commendations are. Commendations is something that the UGC says you guys have done really well, and these are, in a nutshell, some of the themes. Affirmations are slightly different in the sense affirmations mean that we are on the right track, but we need to follow up and we need to make sure that we remain on track and deliver. And again, we are in terms of interdisciplinary learning opportunities. Affirmations are the everyday business of a university. This is an ongoing thing that we do. We have a science unit, we are balancing teaching with research. And finally, I should say a few things about recommendations. Recommendations is what the UGC feels. This is again about quality assurance. So you begin to now see that quality assurance is a fairly encompassing, comprehensive sweep. I mean, they look at every little detail. Quality assurance does not mean, well, we will look at this and ignore that. They want to see the linkages. They want to see how it all ties in together. And again, you can see what they are recommending to us, that these are some of the things we need to do. One of the recommendations is enhancing learning via research for UG, TPG, and RPG students. And again, on the postgraduate level, we have been doing excellent in terms of meeting the recommendations of the UGC, in terms of enhancing learning and research of our RPG and TPG students. So this is what has informed us. This is what our guiding principles are. This is what is now allowing us to strategize and move forward, engaging students, empowering faculties, providing them with the resource and the support to do excellence in teaching. And now something that we have been forced to somewhat do, but we were doing in any case, but we are now doing a crash course, is the reality of online instruction. So again, utilization of effective digital tools. And here the ITSC and the TLC has been very much supportive. So again, you begin to see how all of this sort of comes together. It is all of these different units pulling together, working in sync to make sure that we can deliver. So again, these are some key elements of what liberal arts education is. Broad-based curriculum, close student-staff relation, fully residential campus. All of these things mean that the university has to put in tremendous resources. And again, when Kaho mentions that excellence in teaching is valued and recognized, that is what it means. In a nutshell, excellence in teaching is instruction in the classroom, but also beyond. And it takes all of these different parts moving together well to make sure that we have excellence in teaching. Again, a quick overview of how we balance our curriculum. This goes back to the question more explicitly about education. And in terms of liberal arts education, this is what we have. This is the structure. This we have benchmarked with other institutions around the world and in Asia. And of course, we are constantly in the process of refining and adjusting as it meets our needs. How much time I have, Wyan? Okay. So in terms of teaching and learning, let me share with the colleagues that what has guided Lingnan's core principles in teaching and learning is exactly what you see here: curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and the role of the faculty. Again, I won't spend too much time going over each one of them, but you can again see what curriculum means. Curriculum is not simply about doing your course outline and delivering the lecture, but it means how you integrate the different aspects of what constitutes curriculum. How do you combine it with extracurricular activities? How do you provide the most recent and up-to-date teaching? And for curriculum development, we have benchmarked, but we also look at the research you produce. In the field of education, we like to see what is some of the cutting-edge research tells us about what constitutes good teaching. But most importantly, as you will see, what is key now is outcomes. What we have to make sure is what we say we deliver. The VP is always very clear. He says we can say things, but do we deliver? Implementation. Implementation is the key part. So, so all of this must, again, work in sort of a coherent strategy. So again, it goes to tell you what our curriculum means, benchmarks with renowned scholars and liberal arts institutions, the feedback we get from students, and how we define what our graduate attributes would be and should be. Pedagogy is about learning and teaching assessment. It's about how we do it, how we deliver it. And that is why our university takes a particular concerted effort to make sure that all the different components work together, right? I mean, in the AQAC, we make sure that the pedagogy is in line, that it is balanced, that it is deliverable, because the UGC, of course, will look at it. They will make sure that they won't take our word for it. They would want to see, well, what you say is what you are also delivering. These are some of the resources for the faculties. Again, this is, the digital learning ecosystem. This is fairly technical, designed by both the TLC and the ITSC. So these, I generally defer to them when it comes to some of these technical matters. Assessment is the hard part for us, and all of us, we will be struggling with the issue of assessment, because what assessment means is precisely, as I mentioned, about implementation. We want to make sure that students are learning, and how do we actually measure it? There are many means. We can empirically measure what they are learning, but we also want to we want to measure in a substantive way that they are learning what we are teaching. And it means not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom, how all of this comes together. And this is where the story is. I think the next round, the UGC and others are going to be looking at how we deliver on our assessment. And all these details are going to be important. The work that the graduate school has been doing really has been excellent in terms of showing us a pathway towards assessment. I like to mention that. And finally, in terms of the support for the faculty, again, let me reiterate what Kaho mentioned. We value good teaching. Good teaching is valued and highly appreciated. We are the only university that if you are a good teacher, that is excellence in teaching, from an assistant professor to an associate professor, you would get substantiation on the basis of excellence in teaching and good in research, and vice versa. This goes to show that we are not simply saying it, but we are delivering. Good teachers are recognized. We try our best to recruit good teachers and outstanding teachers, and also provide our teachers with the tools they would need to deliver good education for our students. So these are some of the information you will be able to read on your own. And finally, some of the other professional developments we do. Again, I would like to thank the VP for the support he has provided in terms of making sure that there are all kinds of professional developments for not only our faculty, but all teachers and the RPG, TPG students, that they benefit from some of these experiences. So the way forward, as I mentioned, we will continue to have to work hard. You cannot sit on your laurels. We have been ranked number 2 in education, so the next time we want to be number 1. That should be our goal. And I believe we can do it because we have all the infrastructure, we have all the logistics, the support of the senior management to do so. And working with prestigious universities like National Chengchi to have doctoral programs with them really, as I mentioned, is a watershed moment for us. It's a great honor. And I like to thank Professor Mok and colleagues at National Chengchi for doing this. And finally, in the end, it's all about our students. We should always be cognizant of what our students learn, how they learn, and because the experience at Lingnan needs to be meaningful. There will come a day when our students will graduate and move on, but the training we provide them here and the care, as again the VP mentioned, would be something they would have for their life. So these are my remarks. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best in your conference. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. Now the symposium opening ceremony ends here, so I want to welcome again for everyone on site and before the screen watching this live broadcast. Please note the symposium's panel presentations will be held online using Zoom, and the first panel will start at 10 a.m. At last, we want to sincerely thank this great support from our GS colleagues, ITSC colleagues, and the CO colleagues to make this opening ceremony happen and this symposium happen. I wish everyone will have a productive and enjoyable symposium today. Thank you all.